Curious what questions after that.
Just what an amazing night for our program and for our fans. Could not be prouder of our group. Tonight was a microcosm. Murray State, credit them. They just every time it felt like we were getting a little separation. They land a big shot, hit a big, make a big play, and we could never quite get the separation at the very end. But that's been the way it's been. It's been hard all year, and you got to earn it. And these guys, I told them in the pregame, they've been champions for a long time. Today was just the day that it would, be coronated. But they've been champions for a long time. This group is special, not just in their talent, but in the way they prepare. They've just got a calm endurance about them. They don't get too high, they don't get too low. They just stay the course, and that's a credit to these guys on my right and left, and that group in that locker room. But these guys set the tone for that, and so great night, one we'll remember forever. We'll all take this, and but like anything, it's always about getting on and tackling the next challenge, and we know what awaits us in St. Louis is going to be even greater than obviously trying to play in the Missouri Valley Tournament, one of the best conference tournaments in college basketball. Nothing cooler than going to St. Louis, playing the Enterprise Center, and I know it's going to be packed with Sycamores. So can't wait to get there, but we got a lot of preparation to do between now and then.
Okay, before.
Coach, I've been accused of pointing out the hard times a few too many times in these. So just talk about how great of a feeling this is. I know this was the vision, this was the plan, but to finally bring that outright conference title, regular season, back to Terre Haute and Indiana State.
Yeah, I think these guys know too. Like the coolest part of coaching or playing is the amount of joy you can bring to so many people. You can also piss a lot of people off when you lose, so it swings both ways. But the amount of joy you saw out there last night, tonight, the way just to sit back and take in the crowd. I mean, it's been amazing all year. They turned the Holman Center into the best venue in the Missouri Valley. As loud as it gets. When things got tight, they're constantly just getting behind us. I mean, we you feed off that. It's turned into the hardest place to play in the Mobile, and it's just great to share. You see the players, their families. As a coach, your joy comes more from seeing everybody else and what they, watching everybody else celebrate. But it was special. A lot of times when I got here that first year, I was like, man, this is going to be hard. But you also think about what it was going to be like on a night like tonight, and it was everything, everything you dreamed. Like I said out there, the journey's always defined by who you share it with, right? And so to see the people in that locker room, but like Natalia and their families, and the Sycamore faithful that have just rode with us through 20 loss season and everything else, to see we couldn't have done this with a better group of people. This journey is defined by who we've been able to do it with. The championship's awesome, but it's not as cool as being able to do it. And I know we have a lot of people that bleed blue that are having that mind, body, soul experience, and that's about as good as it gets.
Coach, you see Xavier Bedson, who's been with you since LMU. He's here now, and in the postgame, getting a picture with the family, and he ended up getting in there as well. How is that to kind of set him out of the Holman Center for one final ride?
Yeah, Jabo's, I've coached him 6 years, and I spent a year recruiting him. I've known him and his family for 7 years. He's truly like a son to me, and I love him, like I do my own flesh and blood. I really do. He's everything you would want in a player. He's just an incredible mentor. He's a leader. He's unselfish. He's this year, if we ask him to play, Evansville, he had to play 29 minutes, and he was awesome. And if he doesn't play, he's awesome. He contributes, he coaches, he helps, he's on the bench, he's engaged. He's everything that's right. Everything we look for. If you were to look up what our culture should look like that guy as a competitor, that guy as a teammate, that guy as a man, that is what we want Indiana State culture to be. Would be a picture of him, because he's everything you want to coach and play.
Ju, I know we touched on this after Evansville, just, where you started out with Indiana State to where you are now, longest tenured Sycamore. Just take me through your emotions right now. I know obviously Arch Madness is the goal. You want to win Arch Madness, you want to go to the tournament, but just right now in this moment, just how awesome is to be an outright conference champion?
It's actually surreal. I've done this for a while, and it's surreal to actually get it. Do all that work in the off season, and all the work that we've done in the years past. This isn't just the one summer. This is when he got here. That work that we've been putting in that spring. We only had 4 people. It's the work since then that's really helped us get to this point and the experiences we've been through. So it's actually crazy surreal.
Yeah, Robbie, I mean, moments like this is what you thought about when you chose to come to Indiana State. Just how does it feel to win the Valley regular season, cut down the nets in front of all your teammates, friends, family?
It's an awesome experience. It's a lot of fun. I think it's, like Schertz said, something that we'll never forget. To be able to go through this and to be able to kind of do it what we've been thinking about. Obviously, coming here, I envisioned of winning championships and stuff like that. And so for us to kind of, finally get it done, in year 2, it's just been awesome. I just look forward to continue going and continue to go play out there in St. Louis.
Robbie, Wednesday, season awards come out. Coach put a pretty good claim for you to be MVC Player of the Year out there, without even insulting Tucker or X. Just last month, you've really put a stamp on there saying, hey, I understand that, DeVries and X are great, but I'm just as good right there in that conversation. What would it mean to you if Wednesday rolls around and you are named MoVal Player of the Year?
Yeah, that'd be an awesome, accomplishment for myself. I definitely would be, grateful to be put up. Obviously there's a lot of tough guys in the Valley that, play at high levels, DeVries and Xavier Johnson have been playing really well lately, and so to be able to compete, at that level with them to possibly win that award would be amazing. But and the biggest thing is obviously right here. I'm happy to win this. The individual accomplishments are awesome, but I think the team accomplishments are even better. And so for us to get it done in the regular season, I think I think I'll take that any day over winning that Player of the Year award.
Jew, I'm going to ask you the same thing. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year is absolutely something that could be coming your way. We know you're going to be first team all defense. And just what would it mean to you to, kind of put that feather in your cap too?
Really just piggybacking off of what he said, great, individual accomplishment, but, that means a lot more. But, I mean, that's really just a test to my teammates, I'm not going to stay in front of somebody every single time. So, I'm obviously going to get help from my guys. Robbie's in the back helping out, blocking shots, and, everybody's in the gaps ripping. So it's really just a testament to my teammates and the hard work that we put in on the defensive end.
Robbie, you go live after the win. You got hundreds of people on there checking out. How have you embraced this social media aspect of Barstool's tapping in, ESPN, Sports Center, everything like that?
It's definitely been a little bit of an adjustment. It's been a lot of fun to kind of see my face all over X or Instagram or anything, and so it took a little bit, but I'm just happy to be able to also shine light on my teammates because I'm not the only one out there on that court. Half the buckets I scored off assists that somebody's helping me out. And so for me to be able to kind of get a little bit of light on myself, but also shine that for my teammates has been a lot of fun here.
Has Schertz reached out to you to be his marketing consultant yet to get him
he's
some
been
more?
begging me for deals and all that. You should have heard the pregame. He's begging me for deals, telling my guy.
It was one deal
So,
because I drink Topo Chico's, my favorite soda water. I figured he could help me there. Maybe talk to some people, get some Topo Chico.
piggybacking off of me. I got to carry him everywhere.
Larry Nerd, thank you. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Coach, just take us through what the impact Conwell had tonight as well. He just could not miss from line to line.
24 and 12 and 6 for 7 from 3. And, he's just been a rock all year, man. He sometimes can get overlooked with all the great players we have because people will talk about this and that, and they miss his steadiness on both ends of the floor. The dude just, he never gets high, never gets low. We talk about that calm endurance. Robbie's got that calm endurance. He's got that calm endurance. Like, you just never, you never see him get overly frustrated or overly just kind of plays. And those are usually the best players. The guys are able just to play. They play the next play, and you can see, like, how much, Ju's grown in that regard. Jason Kent's grown in that regard. Like, those guys, this whole team has had this competitive maturity about it that you got to have to be a champion when competition's this high. And so it's he's been great, and I know we're and I think we have 2 guys that'll be up for that newcomer of the year with he and Isaiah. Obviously, Malik Diaz had a great year. There's a lot of, as Robbie said, a lot of guys in the Valley who are deserving. But like I told them, this trophy goes to the best team. You don't get this trophy for the scoring title or having the most assists or most rebounds or double-doubles or whatever. The best team wins this. The toughest, smartest, most confident, most together group, and our guys have been that so far this year, and this is a testament to that. And there's a lot of things that can, rip it, team dynamics and the fiber team dynamics, whether that's, stats or personal accolades or personal ambition. These guys are just like what they set out here. Like last night I sent a text to the Robbie's going to start because of Ellington, but the other four like, hey, is that who's not good with coming off the bench so we can start Jabo and Jake, and literally back from all four were like, hey, I'm great with whatever, like those are my guys, like you need to bring them to the bench, whatever you need to do, like just why we're why they're champions, right? I mean, it's just another aspect of why this group is special.
Coach, when you got here, you talked about cornerstones. You talked about, I got to build that foundation, and then once that, it becomes a well-oiled machine like it did at LMU for you. You had Voss, you had Cam for 2 years here, you had Coop when you got in here too, Calix going into almost that player-coach role for you. You got Ju now, you got Robbie. I mean, is it safe to say that foundation has now been built with the regular season championship in?
Yeah, I think it's we talk a lot about championship DNA and culture, and it's and I really appreciate you mentioned those guys because I text them all after Evansville. I text all 6 seniors from last year, and Caleb's actually going to come to St. Louis. Him and his family will be there. But those guys laid the foundation, right? Like